that is going to leave what was banned in game number 1 available, the likes of that Richter, for example, being open. So let's see what both of these teams want to do. Is Omelette Du Baguette going to be on your first pick for game number 2? It's in their court.
And they go with the Richter once again. They do not want to play against that. And I mean, like we said, he's one of those heroes that brings a lot. He's able to play in 3 different lanes. Also, that Riplash and that Skewer Silence combo is just annoying and just a nuisance. And whoever gets hit by that, pretty much secured and dead if there's any type of damage dealers behind it.
Yeah, that is a quite the statement there. He's like, he's just annoying, you know. He's Riplash, we're just annoying. We don't like to deal with it. But hey, you know, he's got that strengths, and this is what the ban phase is for. But for Rocket Rookies, I think this is one I'm going to be interested in the most, especially when it comes to that Rampage pick. I mean, they seemed like quite okay, actually. I'm going to completely throw away that point I was about to go down. Taking away this Twin Blast from Kira Stardust.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of impact coming in from the Twin Blast as much. Got kind of handled that with a Drongo. So kind of wondering, maybe they're looking to pick something else up on the side of Rocket Rookies so they don't want to have to deal with the Twin Blast. So we're definitely going to see how this plays out when it comes to that pick phase.
Well, we are going to wait and find out. I mean, that is going to leave picks like the Rampage still available, and Omelette Du Baguette, PuzzledPanda, if it's available, not surprised in the slightest to see that one picked up. But I'm wondering as well if they're going to get their hands on some of the other setup, the likes of that, the Decker comes to mind here. As Rocket Rookies is like, well, you didn't ban it, you didn't pick it. Tarkraf Requiem, how about another game of Quang?
Yeah, that's going to be definitely 2 of the highlighted heroes, and the picks that kind of was the game changer for both teams already picked up. So definitely for a spicy thing there. And I know we didn't talk too much about the Lieutenant Bellica, but she kind of added that second element into those team fights once the tether hit. Those knockups were huge, being able to knock up through the wall so the tether could land, or just knocking people up once the tether did hit, not allowing them to use their abilities or to do anything without follow-up damage. So that duo combo is definitely something that's working in the favor of Rocket Rookies.
Yes, I am wondering if we're going to see a change in the jungle, perhaps. I don't think InkLegend, I think it's fair to say, didn't have the strongest of early games, had to wait until later on before he was eventually able to come into the game, you know, with the slow, but he needed the items and just couldn't match that pressure that this Rampage was able to pull out. So I'm wondering maybe if we're going to see a change in the jungle pick. But Rocket Rookies, their first ban in game 1 was the Gideon, and Omelette Du Baguette securing that for Romawear, so not going to be on gadget duty this time.
And this is a huge game changer for Omelette Du Baguette. Now they have a little bit more pressure in that mid, and picking up that Sevarog once again. This trio is looking a little bit better going into this game than last. But like I said, that Gideon being able to elevate himself, Rocket Rookies are going to need to be able to pick somebody up or getting that Silentium to really stop this Gideon from being able to have that, use that torn space and the black hole over top on those team fights.
Well, still having options available. As we said, we spoke about the flex potential, but if Omelette Du Baguette don't take the Decker in this next rotation, this does not surprise me to see the Rocket Rookies securing the Decker for themselves. Samwise picking up that enchanted support, not going to be on the mural. That means, of course, that SimmyGoesHard getting another game on the Bellica once again, and might be, you know, with a bit of a warm-up, a bit more game time under their feet as well for today. I wonder if what they're going to have to do to deal with the repeated ganks, because PuzzledPanda just puts so much priority in towards ganking Romawear's mid lane.
Yeah, and I mean, the mid lane is definitely going to have a hard time, especially with that Rampage, but with Decker now, with her rocket boots, able to use that, kind of negates a little bit of what Rampage is trying to do. If Decker is aware that Rampage is on that side of the map, maybe here's the rock getting pulled out from the ground, is going to be able to kind of notice it, kind of back up, use the rocket boots to get out of the way. So a little bit more mobility on that side instead of the Muriel. With the Narbash ban, though, that's kind of huge because we know that's Mugi's kind of secondary favorite, and Narbash is a force to be reckoned with, especially with a Rampage and Sevarog. That healing would be outstanding.
Yeah, that march of the people it shows it's you know, even with Sevarog just hovering about, he does hover just slightly quicker as well with the enhanced movement speed. But this Narbash pick again, another pick in the group stage, and also going all the way back to PCC. The amount of pressure that a Narbash can put out went ahead. But this is a ban I don't think anyone is surprised to see, though. What has been Gak's specialty all tournament, the Drongo, taken off the board, and that means that in this last stage of the draft, that both teams got to lock in that ADC.
Yeah, I mean, that is a huge takeaway from Rocket Rookies. We haven't necessarily seen Gag kind of just shining with anybody else. The Drongo just been in his favor, but we seen pick up the Kira, not great with the wave clear, but that just single target damage like the Drongo has is just there. And if unchecked, might be a problem once again.
I mean, we saw what happened as Gat came into the game and able to, find his mark, find that damage, find those kills, and now putting in the hands of Akira with just an even more late game scaling involved as well, going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with. But as you say, Kira does have some more defined weaknesses. It doesn't have as much safety as the Drongo. It doesn't have the wave clear. So maybe that's going to be where the pressure is going to come. Omelette Du Baguette, they're going to secure the Muriel, and now looking towards this ADC. I mean, with Twin Blast Drongo taken off the board, I would expect this to be something like the Murdoch as kind of that third pick on the ADCs, but there are other ones available. I mean, the Wraith might even be available, but Revenants, okay, throwing down the gauntlet is Kira Stardust. Not seen a Revenant so far, and this is quite a game to throw it out. It needs to find some impact.
Indeed, we saw that Muriel shielding coming in play for Rocket Rookies last game. So looking for that. No, they don't have the healing, but now they do still have some sort of sustained add with that with the Muriel. But the Revenant, a lot of people underestimate the fact that he can send the jungler into the nether realm, giving them the advantage when it comes to that 50v50 smite. And that's just one key part of it. But the damage late game with that Revenant is insane. With the Chimera pickup here, I'm looking towards Rocket Rookies that kind of going towards what they had last time. Not much of the backline peel that they need, but they seem to be okay with that. But with the Chimera and the Quang, they're kind of full speed ahead, and they probably need somebody a little bit tankier to be able to go into these objectives. Obviously, with Quang being able to see that build, he's a little bit more tanky, able to be that or that front liner. He should be able to go in there. But if he's not there, he's gonna have a hard time poking into that objective.
And it is something as well that Rocket Rookies are going to have to be very careful with as well, because even just thinking about the characters themselves, like, Rampage in that ultimate, the Sevarog just getting bigger, quite literally as well. These are huge meat shields in a way, like in terms of body blocking. Quang and Chimera, a bit more on that lean diet, so to speak, as well. Not quite the big tanks in the front line, and, going to have to see maybe some alteration in the build as well. I should say Quang can go that more tanky option, but we're going to have to find out how that plays out. I mean, Twitch chat, you guys now see both of these drafts. Let us know, where do you think this game's going to go? Did Rocket Rookies have enough to secure the spot in the semi-finals, or do we go to a game number 3? Please let us know and get your predictions out there. We're going to go into the game and find out. The battleground awaits for us, and here we are, as it looks like we're going to be on the same sides once again. Rocket Rookies on this Dawn side, Omelette Du Baguette going to be on Dusk side. You can see with some of these starts coming out as well.
Do you see that Affinity skin coming out of Gear Revenant? A little bit more of the comfort side of things. So that's going to be
very nice skin.
Right? Good job, Omega.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what we do see, Chimera is going to the jungle. Still have Panda with the Rampage in that jungle. Going to be a fight there. But with that cleanse coming for the Chimera, he's going to be able to kind of negate that stun that he was getting CC locked into when he was on the Greystone. So a little bit more fair into that fight, as he is an aggressive early start, able to match that Rampage, even though we know Rampage is now the king of the jungle when it comes to Chimera.
Yeah, and we're expecting PuzzledPanda to have more priority in, more presence, should I say, in lanes than actually in his own jungle. That's how he's playing. I believe, that first 10 minutes he was like 2-0-3, I think, just constantly ganks in the mid, ganks to that solo side as well, where he found, a hat trick of ganks and getting Tarkraf Requiem pushed back on this Quang. That is going to be the same matchup as well. So, Quang into the Sevarog on the right-hand side. I'm wondering here with this, going back to this Chimera pick 6, if we're going to see the Rocket Rookies gank this duo lane a little bit more. Greystone didn't have that setup, but now at least the Chimera can provide it himself.
Indeed, he can. But one possible thing we can also see out this Chimera is having that vertical jungling going on. We do see that ward coming out of Omelette Du Baguette, though, understanding the awareness of that. That's what comes with Chimera, able to just kind of clear faster, and then the Rampage kind of get into there. But we do see the Revenant poke coming out, and now that is a lane is going to be a little bit kind of tough, especially with those beetles coming out.
Yeah, I mean, that obliterate all onto Samwise, already having to chug on that health bots just to kind of recover from that one. As you can see there, with the Revenants as well, we talk about these heroes that, players having to step up. Kira Stardust, this is now your moment as well, picking something like the Revenant. Once it gets ahead, I mean, we've seen, I'm getting flashbacks to what Neft can do, what these other ADCs have been able to do on that Revenant, and now Kira Stardust, this is your time to add yourself into that Hall of Fame. But no, got to make it happen now. And I've just seen PuzzledPanda moving through the river, but some good warding coming out from the Rocket Rookies. They're going to know exactly where that rampage is, and even behind that left-hand shadow wall, PuzzledPanda just having to sweep these wards away. So going to at least be unable to gank for the first few minutes.
Yeah, showing himself inside that middle lane, though, going towards that river buff. Chimera on his 4 camps might not be able to answer to these river buffs just in time, so Belka might be in a little bit of disadvantage when it comes to having that mana. With that Void Drone able to kind of just siphon away from the Gideon, should be okay to match that energy into that mid lane.
See here, trading coming out from Silox and Tarkraf Requiem, both about the same HP, but having to back away. These lane states at the moment, more around the river as well, seems to be a bit more even. Quite a bit of damage coming out onto Mugi, having to respect that and back him away. And, you know, seeing a different type of support having to come out from Mugi, as we mentioned in the draft, you know, he really does like to excel on picks with a bit more agency and a bit more engaged. But something like the Miura, where you have to be a bit more passive and rely on those shields before hitting that reversal of fortune. Could be interesting to keep an eye on how Omelette Du Baguette pilot that.
As long as he's able to hit that Serenity and they're able to connect the shots, if the Obliterate hits as well on top of that, that's a lot of damage going towards the side of Rocket Rookies. So if everything's able to hit, but that's the question, right? Is it going to be able to hit? But once we hit level 6 here, though, this is where we're going to start to see these mid laners that we haven't really touched on too much. Romawear having a little bit more mobility on that Gideon, and that Black Hole's going to come out pretty soon here because that's what you kind of want, right? You kind of want to get that there, kind of force some blinks out, hopefully before that level 6 happens. So when the Gideon does rotate, you're able to get a pickup and get a kill.
Yeah, no, using that black hole as a combo I've fallen victim to many times in that mid lane as well. You know, you lose your blink early on a Bellica and you see this Gideon hit level 6, and it's almost like you know exactly where this is going, and you're almost powerless to stop it, especially if that black hole is elevated, so unable to interrupt it as well. You know, we didn't actually really see any of like the solo kills or the heavy trading inside the mid lane in that game number 1. It'll be interesting to see how this is going to transition in towards, you know, as this early game goes on. 5 minutes nearly approaching, and well, we've only not really had anything happen in kind of the action department. Everyone just farming, a lot of posturing, a lot of aggressive movements and warding coming out. The PuzzledPanda's here in the mid lane, Chimera of InkLegend on that left-hand side, so we might start to see the first ganks coming out. They're in position, but no, I haven't seen really pulling the trigger just yet.
Indeed, we saw the Chimera getting an invade off inside that red side. Huge pickup on that T camp. If you didn't know, gives you a little bit more XP. So right now, Chimera is a little bit ahead, able to get in that fight. As we do see the same kind of standard over on the offlane with Tarkraf Requiem here, able to get that pressure on the Severa. But once we see this Rampage able to get those river buffs, able to kind of save it for the Gideon, giving that pressure, and we're just kind of waiting for that first initiation, that first mistake to happen, so one of these teams can capitalize on.
For sure here, you know, this is a bit of an EU staple as well. We have long games and also have, well, no kills in the first 6 minutes. But of course, this is a MOBA, not a team deathmatch. You can see the Obliterate, the poke coming out from Kira Stardust. Again, just waiting, as you say, Six, for that first movement, for the first play. Now neutrals are going to be on the board. You know, Fangbooth spawned a minute ago. Mini Prime will be dropping at the 7-minute mark once again. A little pressure coming out here on the left-hand side. Has got a bit of movement from Simmy in that mid lane, but again, neither team really going too far, not towing the line just yet. Silox, though, really has to be careful as Tarkraf Requiem hits the level 6 and pushes his Sevrog out.
Now it's just the pressure. He has to kind of back up there. He's still in range of that tether and able to combo with that R&B coming into the heavens there. It's just going to be too much. That true damage just hits so hard. As we do see InkLegend, though, roaming over to these river buffs, looking for the mid as Rampage going on top of this Pelika.
And look for the boulder, and there's going to be that blink burned on towards SimmyGoesHard. The first gank comes out, and the first resort going to be blown. As we said just moments ago, you know, all of a sudden that black hole feels a lot more deadly now that Simmy does not have the blink.
Yeah, that's just going to be huge for the side of Omelette Du Baguette. Not a lot of mobility, like we've talked about previously on that Bella call, but Tarkov able to pick up the solo bolo on the opposite side of the map for the first blood.
Or Gak. Gak's gonna go for the blink play on towards Kira Stardust, looking to proc the mark. He's gonna find it, and just when we thought nothing was gonna happen, 2 kills in the side lanes to Tarkraf Requiem. Can't get away. PuzzledPanda will answer back. But just, you know, if you looked away for like 30 seconds, like, okay, 0-0, it's 2-1, and InkLegend's gonna start up this Fang 2. Wow.
Man, guy coming in there just on attack mode, able to realize that's a low health Revenant. You're sitting there and kind of with the lazy back, not what you want to do, especially with a big time game like this, able to see that opportunity, able to blink in, and with that Vengeance passive, just able to do so much damage and cleaning it up.
See here with the mini prime, starts up from Omelette Du Baguette. Trying to answer back towards that neutral, but InkLegend and SimmyGoesHard are on the way here. The mini prime does go the way. Can't see who it's been secured on just yet. Looks like it is on towards PuzzledPanda's Rampage this time. So they do get out before the Rocket Rookies can collapse. But you know, I feel I kind of relate to this. It's like we've had 7 minutes of just farming and trading. Now's the time to get a little bit crazy, and you know, when you have these players as well, like you know, Gak as they're getting that kill in the 2v2, but Tarkraf Requiem as well, really been impressing in this first quarterfinal series for the Rocket Rookies.
Definitely has been somebody to be rigged with. He's just been able to apply so much pressure into that lane. I know they wanted to sever out, but just not able to match the pressure, able to come out of that clang. And the fact that he's going more of a tank just kind of allows him to just do so much damage, able to fight a little bit longer. The sustain is real, and he's just having that magical resistance kind of negates kind of what they're trying to do. Rampage Rock does do magical damage into that Sevarog, just not as much to be able to be applied. But we haven't seen the Gideon rotation yet. We haven't seen the black hole, and that's something that I think might change the fight. So do you see Rocket Rookies heading over to that dual lane?
With the grouping up coming out here, InkLegend goes for the flank. That's going to be the blink and also the call on towards Kira Stardust. As the ultimate comes out, the Shadow Realm, it is going to be on towards Samwise, which should be enough to get Revenant away. Reversal going to come down with a shield, and that does stop the tower dive coming out from InkLegend as the Revenant is able to escape. The gank has to be called off, but blinks and ultimates used to keep Kira Stardust alive.
And that is the pressure of Chimera. But what a play coming out of Mugi there. Realizing the dive was coming, able to use the reversal of fortune to stop, negate anything that's coming their way. But with all those resources down, they're going to have to be a little bit more safe on top of this dual lane. But also, we got to remember, Gak does not have Blink. So if Rampage shows his face and Belka does not either, that's going to be probably a death coming forward side of Rocket Rookies.
Because that is the interesting thing I want to bring up, you know, from that game 1-6, is that PuzzledPanda was absolutely everywhere. You know, he's going to try and make up for it, though, with this gank onto SimmyGoesHard. Goes big mode, but can't find the boulder. Black hole going to come out. There's no blink, and PuzzledPanda is going to have to loop around. Look at the damage coming out from this Gideon, and SimmyGoesHard having to juke, trying to get away from the basics, trying to give the kill over towards Romawear, but Romawear needs to hit.
Oh my god!
There we go. Okay, froze with the larger boulder, but now InkLegend is here. Tarkraf Requiem also around. That could bite them back, as it looks like this torn space will be used to get them away. It's just sparing the blushes there. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, one more second. Tarkraf is going to be able to rotate there, turn that fight into the favor, maybe to be able 1-for-1. Low mana, though, over on the side of Samwise. They're going to have to take a retreat here. With the Panda coming over, though, this might be a dead Gak.
Well, they're able to get the gold buff at least, but PuzzledPanda doesn't have that Behemoth, remember, but it does have the boulder. It's not able to find the mark, and Gak starting to turn the damage around. The call is to back away at least, as Kira and Mugi a little bit too low to keep that aggression up.
Yeah, Samwise taking a look back here. We do see Chimera over on his red side jungle, kind of trying to get his farm back up. Ultimate is down, call the call. Black hole is down as well. We do see Romawear having that pressure. It's now 2-2. This game is still closer than anybody could kind of believe with all the action going on. But it's going to have to kind of turn down into maybe the second Fang 2 fight here coming up in the next minute or so. Can they get the advantage of Omelette Du Baguette inside of that dual lane finally, as we see Romawear taking a look over, taking a peek.
Yeah, Mugi is going low, maybe trying to bait them in. SimmyGoesHard is going to be behind Romawear as well to give the information away. PuzzledPanda here with the sweeper as well to clear the wards. Maybe looking to make the play with the boulder. That is going to connect on towards Gak as you see the Serenity speedy engaging. Gak just loses half his HP as Akira goes in, looking to try to find a kill. It's a solo bolo coming out from Kira Stardust. Gak is down.
The confidence coming out there with the another rub, just being like, hey, I got this kill. Once that rock hit, Serenity on top of that, the damage was just unreal. And there to clean that up. Samwise needs to be careful though, as Panda looking to maybe have the behemoth ready to go, but InkLegend is here.
Yeah, he's going to go for the ambush on towards PuzzledPanda. The boulder could not connect, hit the tower, not the player. That's going to be the back away from Omelette Du Baguette. But, you know, I said earlier that you picked the Revenant. You've got to showcase why you choose the Outlaw. And making plays like that is exactly why. That was sick, honestly. That was just awesome. As InkLegend wanting to make a gag and get a bit of revenge on towards the AD carry, the ambush, the blink from Mugi to get away, but Kira's still here, able to hit the shots, and the gank has to fall away.
Oh, indeed. That was a great play. Almost a kill going on top to get Rocket Rookies back into this game with the kills. But with that second Fangbooth coming up, reset coming out, Mugi still has his ultimate. Romawear looking like black holes coming up as they look to try and get control. InkLegend needs to be careful as he's low on health. Not a lot of resources there for them. They might be able to win this fight, but here comes Gak.
Same attempts was already used as well. They're trying to find the lockup. InkLegend goes in, looking for the black hole, immediately interrupted, but he's going to kickstart it once again and interrupted for the second time. Purge comes out from Gak, throwing the damage down, and Rocket Rookies finding the mark. That's two members dropping in the river. Kira having to retreat, and they're going to turn onto this neutral objective for the second Fangbooth.
Man, the damage coming out there, they play that very well, even with the behemoth and the reversal of fortune. But Rampage is still here as Rocket Rookies are low. But Simmy here kind of using everything he has, and one neural disruptor, and he's kind of out of there. He has to leap out. And the first feint or second Fangbooth goes towards Rocket Rookies. And this is looking like a repeat of last match.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they weathered that storm. You know, we said first 15 minutes is where Omelette Du Baguette were in the ascendancy in that first game, but now Rocket Rookie is able to match them. And I was going to mention before, Efsixx, is with PuzzledPanda not being able to find the same impact on that Rampage pick this time around, not ganking as often, being more in the more farming than anything. You know, why do you think that happened?
I mean, it's honestly just understanding from the first game. It sounded Rocket Rookies are like, hey, this is what he did the first game. Let's be aware of that if they're able to pick up that Rampage. They've been doing a pretty good job, not 100% of watching out for those ganks. And like we talked about in the draw screen, this Decker with those rocket boots kind of just allows for a safer gank. And with the dash coming out of gap there, using that Scarecrow to kind of get themselves a little bit healthy. But so I was looking for Simmy here.
Yeah, this seems to be the play. The rotation from right-hand side. Good blink coming out from SimmyGoesHard, but once again, mid lane are not going to have their blink for the next 5 minutes, and that means these rotations to mid lanes might be a bit more lethal. Tarkraf Requiem going to match the rotation. The judgment hits. There's a surge as well. Silox still tanking up. He's actually going to keep himself alive as InkLegend going to run into PuzzledPanda. A bit of a skirmish. Big poke could be popped by PuzzledPanda. The black hole over the top onto Tarkraf and also onto InkLegend. Going to get away. Left-hand side. Gak takes down Kira, but we're still keeping with the right-hand side. Requiem goes low. Romawear is here, starting to hit the damage. A double kill for Gak is where the action was happening, as it looks like right-hand side backs away, but this duo lane wins the 2v2.
Duo lane putting in the work over there, taking control. And this is not what you saw last game. They're now in kind of just dominating that side of the map. And this is not what you want on the side of Omelette Du Baguette. But here we do see, though, they're trying to get the mini prime to kind of get some gold in their pockets. But still, we have a little bit of faith with this late game Sevarog and late game Revenant if that's able to get to that far.
Absolutely, and we saw in that first game what the Muro can do later on with those items being completed, and now we just got to wait for Mugi to hopefully have a similar game that Samwise did in game number 1. Just having a little look around the board as you know, some resets coming out. We can have a tab screen. We could kind of see, thank you very much, Observer, just see where some of these builds are coming out. 2 items across the board, really. Six, anything standing out to you?
This Lightning Hawk going into the Tainted Rounds is kind of really big, not something that you traditionally see throughout many ADCs. You're kind of looking to see for the Vanquisher into that Sky Splitter Demolisher build. But Gak just bringing it out here, just understanding the more autos that he can get out on top of the Kira, the better it plays into his passive and the more stats he's able to get. So that's also a huge thing, especially with the Tainted Rounds. So that anti-heal against that 7 Rampage is huge in these team fights and kind of just been doing a lot of work.
We can see, we have that innovation coming out from Gak. This is 2 different builds, and both times he's deviated from that standard build path as well. I think how many times do we see, that attack speed build, the Stormbreaker, Sky Splitter, Demolisher. We're going to get the gank though on the right-hand side. Shut up TJ action happening as the gank coming through. Shadow Realm will be used on towards Mugi, but they're still looking for the lockdown as the black hole comes out from SimmyGoesHard. Trying to find the kill, and Kirastar is able to get it, but he's going to be answered back as that's Gak getting the first kill. There's the black hole finally above all of them, but the damage is just not there. And now Simmy hits a huge knock-up into the Purge combination. Good boulder shuts up the ultimate, but PuzzledPanda is the one who has to get away. Blink and you miss it. 4 members dropping in the right-hand side.
Man, Gak is playing obscene, just a literal mind-blowing game right now, just taking these fights, playing safe, able to position himself with that dash, able to keep himself just in the right position at all the right times, just able to just pick these people off just one by one, and it's just not going the way of Omelette Du Baguette here, and Rocket Rookies taking a substantial lead here.
Yeah, 10 kills to 4 with the priority over the map once again. It's been that herder and gold. Simmy 4-1, Gak 4-1. These big members stepping up when the Rocket Rookies need them as well. And also InkLegend, much improved from that early game in game number 1. So giving him something with a bit more setup and a bit more agency, and has definitely made up for that early game on the Greystone.
Definitely playing towards the aggression style that he seems to be a little bit more comfortable with, giving him that opportunity just to kind of go all in, kind of give him a little more sustain just naturally from his kit. Doesn't necessarily need to build into it. And with that cleanse, able to kind of negate that rampage boulder. But as we see the third Fangtooth coming up for the game, this is a crucial fight. We now see Sevarog rotate to the side of the map. They need to get this third one away from the Rocket Rookies, but they're not going to let this go down very easily as see the teams converging onto this objective.
It is currently going to be a 4 versus 5. The boulder lands on towards Samwise, but still grouping up with Rocket Rookies. Very split apart the left-hand side and the right of the pit. Still sees as someone jump forward. SimmyGoesHard might be the target. Takes the damage, takes the CC, takes a black hole, and that's the mid laner down. But look at the AoE coming in from the back line as they're able to get the kill and answer back. Kira Stardust is down. Tarkraf Requiem hits it by a colossal blow, but the Rocket Rookies finding the CC and finding these chains. And look at Omelette Du Baguette fall. That's 3 members dropping. They've got the kill onto PuzzledPanda, and they're going to turn and get their reward. A third Fangtooth pickup for the Rocket Rookies.
Man, oh man, they're going at it. They're able to pick up the Bellica there, but that seismic assault, do not sleep on it. That was actually a key play in them turning that fight. Able to get that knock up off, and the Quang once again, a force to be reckoned with. Able to dive, just taking a 1v4, 1v3 fight and actually winning it, and able to clean up those kills as Gak is able to just be in the back line once again, just farming away, landing his autos, just hitting his abilities, and just the damage, the sheer amount of damage coming out of Gak from the back line is just huge in these team fights.
And now we're going to need to see the mental coming out from Omelette Du Baguette. They are staring down the barrel of elimination from Fangbooth number 6. They need to find that stability. They need to find that decision. Need to find their decision-making back once again, because Rocket Rookies really are running the show, and it's going to be up to Omelette Du Baguette to find a way back into this one. But everything they have tried, these black holes just not able. They're finding the mark, they're finding the damage, but the Rocket Rookies are just able to simply almost just tough it up, really. They just walk through it.
Well, one of the big things is a lot of these black holes are on the ground, so they're able just to knock up or just CC him while he's there. So he needs to get above the enemy here to kind of change it. You kind of want the enemy to fight on 2 different planes here. You want them to be looking up and they have to be fighting at the ground at the same time. But InkLegend looking over at Kira and just absolute sheer amount of damage.
Yeah, the reverse is going to come out. He's trying to live up to the name. Containment fence comes down, but there is the reckoning. Go into the ultimate, and that means that Sakira is able to get away. Now, InkLegend might be caught out here, having to force the blink. Good stasis bomb from Samwise, interrupts the boulder, but meanwhile, SimmyGoesHard with the ultimate, getting the kill on towards Romawear.
Able to pick that up, and that's Gak just rotating towards the mid lane, understanding they already got the T1 down on the left-hand side. But going over, Gak is not done yet. He's looked towards this right side jungle.
Oh, Mugi's just gone. As you can see, the stasis bomb landing in the backline, the death sentence on towards the Omelette Du Baguette support. And now this mid lane tier 1 looks like the next target. Rocket Rookies, they're getting the snowball rolling. They're finding the picks and they're finding the kills. Samwise goes for the Riftwalker play, looking for the containment defense, and look at that damage that comes out. Kira Stardust is out.
And they have all the pressure. They're pushing the left lane. That tier 2 is looking to be in position. But Panda, this is not the position you want to be in. These are the two powerhouses, and he goes down. And this is a jungler out of the way. And this might be another big play coming out for Rocket Rookies.
Just see some of the plays coming out here from Omelette Du Baguette. You know, you have to question that play, you know, thinking of the one going into, you know, the power members of the Rocket Rookies as well as that Rampage, thinking maybe I have Behemoth, I'm a little bit more safe than I think, but oh my word, you're hit by a stasis bomb, hit by the seismic assaults, and hits with a death timer at the end of all of that. And now 17 kills to 5. Romawear looking for the play, the black hole coming out, but it's going to be the blink from SimmyGoesHard to mitigate that.
Now he goes out of the way. Man, that was just not the play. As we see the damage, the sheer amount of power from all these fights, the gold lead finally into the position here. As we're getting into the later part of this game, we're hitting that 24-minute mark. They're going to need to come together here. They need to get these picks, but oh my goodness gracious, got it again.
Jack with the attack and taking down Kira Stardust in an ambush from InkLegend. Samwise going to get involved with the kill with the perfect 1-1 and 11 KDA as well, just to add to his tally. And now it's just all starting to fall apart for Omelette Du Baguette. Nothing they try is working, and the Rocket Rookies, look, I mean, look at the vision, look at the control. That map is lit up like Las Vegas at the moment. It's in that red side of the jungle, and they're looking to try and add more. They're moving into the right-hand side. Silox just dealing with Tarkraf Requiem, but there's reinforcements arriving.
He's going to need to be careful as the 5-man team. The tether does hit. Sim gets hit with subjugate, but my, oh my, the CC chain is unreal, and down he goes. And this is opening up a prime opportunity here for this big orb.
With that pick, it's going to be a 4 versus 5, but you still have Omelette Du Baguette coming out of their base. Mugiwawa still has Reversal of Fortune, and with PuzzledPanda going to go in.
Oh,
He's going to be booped away by the looks of it, but now the black hole coming out. Romawear making a play. Look at the damage onto the backline. Romawear gets the full duration as the Orb Prime is going to be stolen away by PuzzledPanda. Now they're looking for the kill. Samwise is down. InkLegend trying to get revenge. How dare you steal my objective away from me, but he can't jump up the ledge. Gaki is out of the fight, and this could be a massive turning point for Omelette Du Baguette, but it's not for free. They've lost 3 members. SimmyGoesHard is low, but Kira Stardust is still in this fight. We're in a free phase. We're going to freeze frame, see where we got and how we're going to end this. It looks like everyone's going to drop. Simmy keeping himself alive on 25 HP. Kira down. But the Orb Prime steal from PuzzledPanda might have bought some time.
Oh my goodness, right then and there, as we take a look back at this fight, they were able to steal that Orb Prime. Panda did get booped out, but able to get back in somehow. Huge black hole, and as we see this fight, they're able to clean up the Revenant, because the big man Quang is back there. Nice, huge knockup does not land though, but the tether able to land, the Chimera with that sustain, unable to get it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Observer, too. Just showing what happened there, but, you know, Simmy with the twinkle toes, with the footwork as well, keeping himself alive. He went through that entire fight without his blink as well, and he still keeps himself going. Very impressive from the Rocket Rookies mid laner. But for Omelette Du Baguette, an objective steal like that, the morale boost that should provide, this game, this next couple of minutes is now looking very interesting.
Interesting indeed, because they still have a substantial gold lead and the 3rd Fangtooth towards Rocket Rookies. But that huge Prime steal kind of stops the snowball from going as fast as it was going before. And if they're able to get another big fight like that, it's going to be huge. But one thing I want to highlight is the black hole that came out of Romawear there was really the turn fighter for that fight. But here, as we see the Primordial Fangtooth getting started, are they able to steal this one?
Yeah, and it looks like the Rocket Rookie's not going to take any chances. PuzzledPanda is out of the entire postcode, unable to get in towards this pit, and it looks like it's going to go the way of the Rocket Rookies. Their fourth Fangtooth of the game, so they have the free stack, the 8% bonus, and now with a Primordial Blaze again, we're back to this game one situation, but SimmyGoesHard really starting to live up to his name with that Seismic Assault, forces a Behemoth out of that Rampage just to get away from the damage.
I mean, that Oathkeeper and Oblivion Crown is coming into work here as we've seen that just burst damage, able to just hit and connect. And with this Primordial Blaze, these fights are not going to be in the favor of Omelette Du Baguette, especially when there's only 2 members with the Orb Prime buff. But as we do see, though, they're trying to defend. They're trying to kind of wait out this Primordial Fangtooth. But with this much pressure, I don't think they're going to be able to.
They're going to look to try and engage, though. Omelette Du Baguette, Silox leading the way in towards this backline. It's a 1 versus 3. The rest of the teams arrive. Kira Stardust did take a lot of damage, but now to re-engage. InkLegend goes in with the call, trying to get the damage. Black hole over the top once again. Gak goes into the Purge reversal shield. Keep Gak alive. He's going to escape on 10 HP, but he's going to be out of this fight. Sidesteps the boulder. Mugi is down, but Omelette Du Baguette are not over yet. They're smelling blood in the water. They want even more. SimmyGoesHard goes in between the members, looking for the Seismic Assault, but can't find it. And now PuzzledPanda hitting that boulder, trying to keep this fight going. Kira Stardust is here. Romawear also following. The Rocket Rookies not sure about this fight. They're trying to get away. Boulder not going to find the mark. It goes straight down the middle. The Rocket Rookies pull back, but on the right-hand side, they did take tier 2 tower in the right-hand side.
Man, that was a huge turnaround. Another great Gideon. Oh, that black hole was able to turn that fight, getting Gak really low, kind of getting him out of the fight. But it's not over yet, TJs. It looks like Rocket Rookies are pushing back Omelette Du Baguette as they do need to retreat, and a huge colossal blow hits.
Yeah, Tarkraf Requiem able to use the surge to buy some time and get out of that inhibitor, but Romawear off of the reset. Fury of the Heavens to reposition, looking for the play. Romawear torn space away. Tarkraf Requiem gonna follow it, thank you very much. But he's not able to get away from this Gideon, and that's gonna be the Quang is down. So right lane inhibitor still standing, but Rocket Rookies not leaving, taking their foot off of the pedal. They're gonna take tier 2 on the left-hand side. Gak being so far forward. I mean, he's even got the black movement speed buff as well, so feeling extremely confident to do that as they're going to back away.
Back away indeed, but let's not shy away from the defense that Omelette Du Baguette just did. What a great defense coming out of them, able to 2 black holes just kind of changing the momentum towards Omelette Du Baguette. So they're still in this fight, and as we're getting to this later stage of the game, they're a little bit down on the items, but nothing to be shy away from. If they're able to continuously keep that dual axis of fight going on with the verticality of the Gideon with the black hole at top. On top of this, Gak being able to force down her health bar to force her to retreat is going to be huge in this next fight. They have a little bit of time to catch up. They have a little bit of time to farm up here, but so does Rocket Rookies as they lead to kind of stack onto this lead. And we're going to need to see those reversal fortunes. Maybe these shields come into play. A little bit better decisions when it comes to picking off these objectives, because we know they can steal it, but can they steal it one more time to turn it into their favor?
Well, all eyes are going to be on them. 24-8, 3 times as many kills for the Rocket Rookies, but we are approaching 30 minutes, and the Rocket Rookies haven't broke the base just yet. As I say, Omelette Du Baguette with the defensive plays, that all prime steal, we're always going to go back to it. It's just bought so much time. Now the prime buff has expired, and now it's going to be on the board once again in just a couple of moments' time. Much like that primal Fangtooth as well on the left-hand side, just a minute or so away. PuzzledPanda looking for a pick with the boulder, but only got Silox with him. As Omelette Du Baguette grouping up here in this blue side. Rocket Rookies starting to form out once again, but they are quite spread out over the side of the map, just constricting it, looking maybe for a flank route. As Omelette Du Baguette still keeping themselves in fire, as Samwise is going to hit a double stasis bomb. Not going to find him out just yet. SimmyGoesHard is actually here, and look at that, he's looking for the combo onto Romawear, but a good shield comes out, and that's the Gideon able to get away, but the Behemoth does not provide the same for PuzzledPanda. Silox is going to be frontlining for this one. Kira Stardust taking down SimmyGoesHard as they're looking for the combo to tether. The Fury of the Heavens from Tarkraf Requiem is going to shut down this Revenant, and now going to start the siege on towards the mid lane inhibitor.
Man, there's a lot of confusion going on there as they do push out this mid hit, but a lot of low health bars. Romawear is still healthy though, might be able to do something here. They do have a little bit more wave clear, but man, the Simmy just caused so much confusion there as he gets stunned on Roma, tries to use the black hole, but it's not going to be enough, gets canceled. It might be able to do damage as he blinks out, able to get there as they're cleaning up kills one by one. A cat goes down here.
Yeah, but Silox is in the backline making up for it. So many low targets stacked, and stacked again. Samwise is going to be the next one to add to his collection. Gonna find it, I think, with the Fire Blossom. But Omelette Du Baguette, once again, with a defensive play, able to stall out this game once again.
Man, they're being able. This second defense is unbelievable because when you think Rocket Rookies have it, but wait a second, Silox is here interested inside of InkLegend. If they're able to take him down, this is going to be huge, and there's not a lot that he can do here as he gets CC'd to death. And with that timer, these objectives are now wide open for Omelette Du Baguette, and this is the game changer we were looking for here, TJ.
Just a momentum swing. You know, by the way, if you decided to look away from your screen for 5 minutes, this game is still going on. It's Omelette Du Baguette on this Orb Prime. It's only SimmyGoesHard, the only one left. This would be quite the steal, as PuzzledPanda does have the slay. There's the seismic assault, but not this time. Mugi does go very low, but not able to find the kill. But that Orb Prime regeneration is going to get Mugi back to full health very quickly. And now, still on the hunt for more. But Silox is quite pushed up forward. Gak is here, so is Tarkraf Requiem. Rocket Rookies needing to group up, but Omelette Du Baguette. As we said, this would be an interesting game too, and it's certainly living up to the hype. They're going to start up a Primal Fangtooth.
I mean, they have 7 seconds left until that even spawn. They have this 50-50. They need to be careful of Gak here. They need to have the Sevarog on this zoning duty, able to get the damage out, at least sacrifice his life for it. But with their health bars going down low, spacing involved in here, Simmy on the opposite side, what can they do?
They're very low. Silox can try to zone away, but they've already got the kill. Black hole onto the backline. Gak with the good blink away. Ultimate's flying, but so do the ability bars. Gak's still alive. Samwise is still here, but Kira Stardust in the middle of it all, looking to find the kills. He's in the reckoning, and he's got another one. It's 2 for 2 so far. Gak with the purge through the wall, trying to get the last tick of damage on towards this Revenant. They're going to get the kill, but once again, it's an absolute bloodbath. And now Jungler takes down Jungler. Omelette Du Baguette. All members drop, and Rocket Rookies coming back into this game with a team wipe.
The three-peat was not able to get there. They started that primordial Fangtooth when they thought they had the time, but the damage from Gak there, Simmy did go hard, and now they have another 30 seconds or 20 seconds before anybody's even up. This might be a middle inhibitor, but not the game just quite yet.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more life in this game for now. As a mid lane inhibitor going to be the natural target to fold. 9 seconds until Mugi is back. Silox will be back in 3 seconds as well. So Rocket Rookies able to just break the base inside of the middle lane, but not enough to cause any meaningful damage. But InkLegend is back up on the board and actually running straight over to the left-hand side. I mean, I said that the mini-map was lit up like Las Vegas earlier, but now look at all the blue wards down on this left-hand side. Primordial Fangtooth going to be started once again by the Rocket Rookies, looking for a max stacked objective. And with InkLegend here, this will be their secure.
Could be it indeed. Omelette Du Baguette cannot get there in time. With this Primordial Blaze, the advantage is going to be straight towards Rocket Rookies once again. But we've seen it before. We've seen it actually twice, able to make a big defense with this Primordial Blaze. But can they do it again? Can they survive a little bit longer? They are still lower in level. They're kind of behind still. But can they do it is really the question. Can they group up? Can they get the pick on Gak? They need to focus a little bit more on her and Simmy to be able to get this guy, get them inside the advantage of these team fights and protect the Revenant a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, Akira Stardust as well. These shots are connecting. The damage is there, but the Rocket Rookies are just able to live through it, finding the picks when it mattered. Samwise is just being an absolute nuisance with some of these stasis bombs. I mean, hit a double one a couple of moments ago, now causing a bit of a headache for PuzzledPanda again. Or Prime, though. going to be next up on the board. As you can see, Rocket Rookies grouping up on that right-hand side. Tarkraf Requiem on split pushing duty. So could even take the left lane inhibitor. And Omelette Du Baguette have a very, very difficult decision to make here. At least the macro and the decision-making from the side on Dusk has to be perfect.
It does indeed, as we do see 3 members pushing out that right inhibitor on the off lane. And now they have to either continue with the mid inhibitor down. This creates such a big problem for Omelette Du Baguette because such a huge rotation from one inhibitor to the other. So they're going to have to get Romawear inside this rotation. Good thing he's on the Gideon, though, able to clear fast and able to rotate quick as well. With Tarkraf on the left-hand side.
Yeah, with being able to want space in between the inhibitors, but Kwang's forced the left-hand inhibitor through, and that's going to be this second inhibitor dropping. It's only the right side, the solo lane inhibitor, the last one standing for the Omelette Du Baguette team. I mean, they've pulled off some incredible defenses. This game, 36.5 minutes. And that's why they're still in it here as well. They need to make it a three-peat of defenses. But now with 2 inhibitors dropping, make that a third. This is going to be a huge play coming out here to hold off the Rocket Rookies. So Panda takes a bit of damage, has to get away. Slightly sort hitting onto Silox. They do have the fountain behind them. They have the spawn to provide the healing. The Rocket Rookies still grouping up. All Prime moments away from spawning, but they still have Primordial Blaze. Wondering what the call is going to be.
Definitely looking for a tether, looking for a knockup, some type of initiation on land.
That's going to do it. The tether lands. There's a Fury to Heavens. The black hole over the top onto the backline. The Blinks come out to get them away. And Gak starting to attack and finding these kills. A nice knockup coming out from the Colossal Blow. But the Rocket Rookies are still here. They're still fighting. PuzzledPanda goes big mode, jumps away. But now the core is exposed. It's only Silox. It's only PuzzledPanda left as all 5 members of the Rocket Rookies finally close out the game. 37.5 minutes is what it takes.